Most people enter a new year chasing results they haven't built the foundation for. They write goals, buy planners, make promises, and within a month, the momentum dies. The Stoics would say it's because the focus is in the wrong place. You can't control the future, but you can master the day. That's where real change happens. The future isn't some distant miracle waiting to be unlocked. It's the sum of the tiny, disciplined days you repeat when no one's watching. So this isn't another list of resolutions or hacks. It's a 12-week Stoic blueprint to reinvent yourself from the ground up in 2026. 12 weeks of focus divided into 3 parts: building your foundation, expanding your capacity, and integrating it all into something that lasts. Instead of chasing motivation, you'll build momentum. Instead of vague goals, you'll track proof. Because when you fix the structure of your days, the shape of your life starts to follow. Here's what this journey looks like. In the first 4 weeks, you'll rebuild your base, your sleep, movement, attention, and energy, so your mind has something steady to stand on. In the next 4, you'll expand, training your body, practicing courage, sharpening your skills, and keeping the promises that earn self-respect. And in the final 4, you'll make it durable, building systems that protect your progress, align your time with your values, and turn this short reset into a repeatable rhythm for the rest of the year. You don't need to be perfect to start. You only need to decide that this version of you, the one who's scattered, tired, or stuck, isn't the one who will run 2026. This plan asks for no grand declarations, just consistency. One honest day repeated enough times to prove who you really are. If you follow it, by the end of week 12, you'll feel it. More energy in your body, more calm in your mind, more control over your time. And something else, evidence. Proof that you've stopped chasing the idea of a new you and started living as one. Everything strong is built on stability. Before you can change your mind, you have to steady your body. Before you can shape your destiny, you have to master your days. Most people try to think their way into discipline, but the truth is simpler. When your body is chaotic, your thoughts will be too. The Stoics understood this. They didn't start with lofty philosophy. They started with the basics: sleep, breath, food, movement, and rhythm. This is your foundation. Without it, every goal collapses under its own weight. So, these first 4 weeks aren't about becoming someone new. They're about becoming someone steady. Someone whose life has a rhythm, a pattern, a center that doesn't get thrown off every time something small goes wrong. Week 1 is all about energy. If your energy is low, your willpower will always feel broken. Most people think they have a motivation problem, but what they really have is an exhaustion problem. You can't pour from an empty cup. So the first task is brutally simple. Fix your sleep and protect your mornings. Choose a wake-up time and stick to it for all 7 days. Not when you feel like it, not when the alarm feels kind. The same time, every day, like a promise to your future self. When your wake-up time is stable, your body starts to trust you again. Your hormones, your energy, even your mood begin to follow a rhythm. You stop crashing in the afternoon, you stop waking up in a fog, and you stop living in survival mode. Before anything else in the morning, step outside. Get sunlight in your eyes for at least 5 minutes. It doesn't matter if it's cloudy, the light still reaches you. This one act signals to your body that the day has begun. It resets your internal clock and makes it easier to fall asleep later. While you're outside, breathe deeply. No phone, no noise, no rush. Just the simple act of being alive before the world begins. Then drink water. Real water, not caffeine. Hydration is energy. Your body runs on it more than it runs on willpower. Next, move. You don't need an expensive program or gym membership to begin. Start by walking. Walk 30 minutes every day, even if it's broken into 2 smaller walks. On 2 of those days, add a simple strength routine. Push, pull, squat. That's it. You don't need to destroy yourself. You need to build a habit of motion. Exercise is not punishment, it's maintenance. When your blood moves, your mind follows. The Stoics saw the body not as decoration, but as the servant of reason. A tired, neglected body becomes a noisy master. A trained one becomes a quiet ally. Each morning before the day pulls you in, take 10 minutes for a Stoic ritual. Close your eyes and picture what could go wrong today. Someone might frustrate you, something might break, you might fail at something small. Then remind yourself that all of these things are outside your control, but your reaction is not. After this short reflection, write down your top 1 task. The single action that would make today a victory if you completed it. Then choose your virtue for the day. Maybe it's temperance, so you practice restraint. Maybe it's courage, so you say what needs to be said. Maybe it's justice, so you treat others with fairness even when you don't feel like it. Maybe it's wisdom, so you think before you act. Carry that virtue in your mind throughout the day like a compass. The rule for this week is simple. Off by 9, on by 9. At 9 at night, all stimulation ends. No screens, no late night scrolling, no, just one more video. Let your body cool down, and let your mind disconnect from the noise. At 9 in the morning, be awake and moving. If you only master this single rule, you'll already be ahead of almost everyone. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. Don't chase perfect days, chase better mornings. Week 2 is about control. Once you stabilize your body, you have to stabilize your mind. The Stoics called it the dichotomy of control, the most powerful mental tool ever discovered and the most ignored. The idea is painfully simple. Some things are within your control, and some things are not. Your peace depends entirely on which category you focus on. Most people lose their calm because they try to command the uncontrollable. What others think, how fast results come, what random strangers do or say. The more you fight these things, the more exhausted you become. Each morning, take 1 small page and draw a line down the middle. On the left side, write 3 things you can control today. On the right, 3 things you cannot. Be honest. I can control my effort at work. I can't control how my boss reacts. I can control my words. I can't control how they're received. This simple act rewires your brain. You start to separate facts from feelings. Beneath that list, write 1 small action you'll take on something you can control and 1 act of acceptance for something you can't. Maybe you'll choose to finish that project you've delayed. Maybe you'll choose to stop arguing with someone who doesn't want to listen. That's real strength. Redirecting energy away from battles that can't be won. Now plan for the moments when your habits crumble. Everyone has triggers. Boredom, anger, stress, loneliness. Name them. Then decide in advance what you'll do when they arrive. If you feel the urge to scroll, stand up and take a slow breath instead. If you feel like arguing, close the screen and walk away. If you feel overwhelmed, write down what's bothering you in 1 sentence. This is not about never feeling emotion. It's about never letting emotion drive the car. You're training yourself to be the calm person in the storm. Each night, spend 5 minutes reflecting on your day. Ask yourself, what did I do well? Where did I slip? What will I do differently tomorrow? Don't shame yourself, just observe. You'll notice patterns, the same mistakes, the same wins. Over time, you'll start predicting them before they happen. That's wisdom in action. You're no longer reacting to life, you're responding to it. By now, you'll notice a sense of control returning. You'll care less about what you can't influence and more about the few things that truly shape your day. When you master this, anxiety starts to fade. It doesn't disappear, it simply loses authority. you begin to realize that peace isn't about silence, it's about control. Week 3 is about detoxing your attention. We live in a world designed to hijack our focus. Every notification, every headline, every short video steals seconds from your life, and seconds become years. The Stoics warned about this long before screens existed. They said, "It's not that life is short, it's that we waste much of it." This week is about reclaiming that wasted time. For 7 days, run what I call a dopamine diet. It's not about food, it's about stimulus. You'll remove or reduce the cheap pleasures that drain your discipline. Start with 3 rules. No social media before noon, no screens after 9 at night, and no mindless scrolling between tasks. Turn your phone to grayscale, dock it in another room, and set a 15-minute daily limit for social apps. If you catch yourself cheating, don't feel guilty. Just notice when and why. That's where your triggers hide. Now fill that empty space with something that nourishes you. Replace scrolling with walking. Replace endless videos with reading. Replace passively consuming with actively creating. Call a friend instead of texting. Write instead of posting. You don't need to live like a monk. You just need to become harder to distract. Every moment you take back from the algorithm is a moment you return to your own life. You'll probably feel bored during this week. That's normal. Boredom is the withdrawal symptom of overstimulation. But if you endure it, something changes. Your mind starts generating ideas again. Your focus stretches longer. Work feels easier. Reading becomes enjoyable again. You start noticing small details. The sound of your steps, the air in your lungs, the texture of silence. That's the sound of your nervous system resetting. Set one goal this week. Accumulate at least 60 to 90 minutes of uninterrupted deep work each day. It doesn't have to be heroic. Just pick one task and give it your full attention. Track your minutes. Write the number somewhere visible. Every day you increase it even slightly, you're proving to yourself that you can concentrate again. In a world addicted to distraction, focus is a superpower, and now it's yours. Week 4 is about structure. Now that your mind is clearer and your energy is steady, you need a system that makes consistency easy. Willpower fades, but structure remains. You're going to design your environment so the right actions happen automatically. Start by scheduling 2 deep work blocks per day. They don't need to be long, 45 to 60 minutes each. What matters is that they are protected. During these blocks, no messages, no notifications, no multitasking. One tab, one task, full focus. Before each block, take one deep breath, open your work, and start. Don't wait for inspiration. It arrives after you begin. After each block, write one line about where you'll start tomorrow. This small detail saves you from losing momentum and prevents the endless "what should I do next" paralysis. Now look at your workspace. Clear it. Remove anything that distracts you. Keep only what helps you work. A notebook, a light, maybe one symbolic object that reminds you why you started this journey. When you clean your space, you clean your mind. A chaotic desk is a reflection of a chaotic focus. Next, give your environment rules. If your phone keeps stealing your attention, move it far away. If your chair makes you slouch, change it. If your environment makes laziness easy, redesign it until discipline becomes the path of least resistance. Your surroundings shape your behavior more than motivation ever could. Build a world where doing the right thing feels natural, not forced. At the end of this week, measure what's real. Don't ask, "Do I feel better?" Ask, "Am I sleeping consistently? Am I moving daily? Is my focus longer than before? How many times did I break the no-screen rule? How many minutes of deep work did I accumulate?" You're collecting evidence of change, not feelings about change. You're learning that progress isn't dramatic, it's quiet. By the end of these 4 weeks, you'll have built a foundation most people never take the time to build. Your body will feel more reliable. Your mind will feel clearer. Your focus will start to stick. You'll know exactly what's in your control and what isn't. You'll have energy that doesn't rely on caffeine, a schedule that supports your goals, and a growing sense of calm you didn't have before. You'll also have something much rarer: trust in yourself. That trust is what the next stage builds on, because once you've learned to stabilize, it's time to expand, to grow stronger, braver, and more capable than you've ever been before. Now that your foundation is solid, it's time to build on it. You've stabilized your energy and sharpened your attention. Now you must expand what you can carry. The next 4 weeks are about growth, but not the loud, flashy kind. This is about quiet power, strength without anger, courage without noise, skill without vanity. You're not chasing excitement anymore. You're building capacity. You're learning to live bigger, move better, and act with greater integrity. This is the part where your identity begins to catch up with your actions. Week 5 is about strength. Not just physical strength, but the kind that trains your will through your body. Every time you lift, carry, or move something difficult, you're teaching your mind that resistance is not a threat, it's a teacher. The Stoics believe that the obstacle is the way, and the gym is a perfect metaphor for that truth. Every rep is a small act of defiance against weakness, laziness, and self-doubt. Your only goal this week is to show up. 3 times per week, train your full body. Push, pull, squat, hinge, and carry. Keep it simple. Push-ups or bench press, pull-ups or rows, squats, deadlifts or hip hinges, farmer carries or weighted walks, nothing fancy. You're not performing for anyone. You're building reliability. You're sending a message to yourself: I can do hard things on schedule even when I don't feel like it. Temperance is the virtue guiding this week. Consistency over intensity. Most people start strong and quit when progress slows. Don't. Keep the weights light enough that you can finish every set cleanly. Leave a little in the tank. Add only a small amount of weight or 1 extra rep each week. Growth built slowly lasts. Don't train with anger. Don't use pain as motivation. Train calmly. Breathe through your nose. Control every rep. You're teaching your nervous system to handle pressure without panic. That's discipline without rage, and it's rare. Follow one small rule: never miss twice. If you skip a workout, fine. Just don't skip the next one. If you overeat, fine. Make the next meal clean. Progress isn't destroyed by mistakes. It's destroyed by quitting after them. The same applies to nutrition. Eat real food, drink water, and keep it boring. Every meal needs some protein. Eggs, meat, fish. Stay hydrated. Cut liquid calories. A strong body starts with strong fuel, not caffeine and hope. When you feed yourself like someone you respect, your body responds. You start standing taller, breathing deeper, thinking clearer. By the end of this week, you'll feel it. Not just in your muscles, but in your mindset. You'll start to associate effort with peace instead of stress. You'll realize that doing the hard thing calmly makes you unshakable, and that is the beginning of strength. Week 6 is about courage. If strength builds the body, courage expands the soul. Courage is not something you wait to feel. It's something you practice like a muscle. The only way to become brave is to do small, brave things on purpose over and over. The Stoics never glorified fearlessness. They admired the person who felt fear and still acted with reason. So that's what this week is for: deliberate courage practice. Every week from now on, you'll do one thing that scares you. One courage rep. Something that feels uncomfortable, that you've avoided because it's uncertain, awkward, or might make you look foolish. The size of the challenge doesn't matter. The act of choosing it does. Courage doesn't mean jumping out of planes or fighting battles. It means sending that message you've delayed. asking the question you've been afraid to ask, sharing your ideas before they're perfect, showing up somewhere alone instead of hiding behind someone else's presence. If it makes you nervous, but you know it's good for you, it counts. Think of courage like a ladder. At the bottom are small discomforts, like speaking up in a meeting or telling someone the truth instead of what they want to hear. In the middle are things like applying for something you might not get or admitting you were wrong. At the top are things that could change your life, confessing love, quitting what's killing you, moving toward a dream even when it's uncertain. You don't need to climb to the top right away, you just need to climb one rung higher than last week. When you do these courage reps, expect your mind to rebel, expect fear to disguise itself as logic. Now isn't the right time. I'll do it next week. I need to prepare more. Those are lies. Fear tells you to stay in control. The Stoics knew fear is just imagination, pain in advance. The only cure for imagined pain is real action. After each rep, take a few minutes to reflect. How did you feel before? How do you feel now? Fear always exaggerates the size of the risk. Once you do the thing, you'll see it was smaller than you thought, and you were bigger than you imagined. That realization is fuel. Courage doesn't remove fear, it shrinks it until it fits in your hand. Week 7 is about skill. By now, you have energy, strength, and courage. The next step is competence, the satisfaction that comes from getting good at something meaningful. You'll dedicate these 4 weeks to one focused skill sprint. It doesn't matter what you choose, a creative craft, a professional skill, or something entirely personal. What matters is that you practice it deliberately, not randomly. Most people dabble. They work without a plan, confuse busyness with progress, and wonder why they never improve. You're going to do the opposite. Choose one skill and practice it every day for 60 to 90 minutes. 80% of that time should be drills, breaking the skill into pieces and mastering them in isolation. The last 20% should be application, putting those parts together in a real project. If you're a writer, rewrite a paragraph 10 different ways, then use what you learned in your next page. If you're editing videos, practice cutting one scene 10 times faster, then build an actual sequence. If you're learning sales, practice the same opening lines until they sound natural, then use them in a real conversation. This approach turns repetition into mastery. It's not glamorous, but it's powerful. Improvement hides in boredom. In those moments when you keep showing up even though no one's watching and nothing feels exciting. Keep a scoreboard. Track how many sessions you complete, what drills you did, and what changed. Don't measure feelings, measure output. Even a 2% improvement each week compounds into something unrecognizable by the end of a year. Once a week, find someone better than you and ask for feedback. Be specific. Don't say, "What do you think?" Ask, "What confused you?" or "What would make this stronger?" Then apply one piece of advice immediately. The goal is not to be perfect. It's to shorten the distance between mistakes and correction. The faster you close that loop, the faster you grow. At the end of this week, you'll notice something subtle. You'll stop needing constant praise. You'll start enjoying the work itself, the rhythm, the precision, the small wins. Skill building becomes a form of meditation. You'll realize that excellence isn't about being better than others, it's about becoming undeniable to yourself. Week 8 is about integrity. The Stoics called this virtue justice, not just fairness toward others, but honesty with yourself. It's about being reliable, both inwardly and outwardly. The last 4 weeks of expansion are meant to strengthen your relationships, the one you have with others and the one you have with yourself. Start with this rule: 2 non-negotiables every day. 1. Keep one promise to yourself. 2. Do one act of service for someone else. That's it. The promise to yourself could be anything. Finishing a task, training even when tired, waking up on time, or reading a chapter instead of scrolling. The service could be small. sending a kind message, helping a friend, thanking someone sincerely. These small acts rebuild your integrity brick by brick. Each time you follow through, you deposit self-respect. Each time you help someone quietly, you deposit humanity. Together, they form character. Alongside these daily actions, you'll start practicing restraint in communication. Not every argument deserves your energy. You don't have to attend every fight you're invited to. Learn the art of tactical silence, the power of not reacting. When someone tries to pull you into negativity, choose peace. It's not weakness, it's control. You'll be amazed how much strength you regain when you stop defending yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Set boundaries that protect your time and sanity. Learn to say no, not rudely, just clearly. I can't commit to that right now. That doesn't align with my priorities. I'm offline after 9. These sentences are shields. They don't push people away. They keep your energy directed toward what matters. Every no you give to what's meaningless is a yes to what builds you. As you practice this, notice how much quieter life becomes. You stop checking your phone constantly because your peace no longer depends on external noise. You start enjoying solitude because it no longer feels empty. It feels earned. You realize that integrity is freedom, the freedom of knowing you are who you say you are, even when no one's watching. By the end of week 8, you'll look back and see progress you didn't expect. Your body will feel stronger and lighter. Your courage threshold will rise. The skill you chose will show tangible improvement. You'll carry yourself differently. Not with arrogance, but with grounded calm. You'll feel less reactive, more deliberate. You'll realize that you've built something deeper than habits. You've built reliability. Strength gave you confidence. Courage gave you expansion. Skill gave you pride. Integrity tied it all together. These 4 weeks are where your life starts to widen. You can carry more responsibility without collapsing. You can face more fear without freezing. You can do more meaningful work without distraction. You can give more to others without losing yourself. That's real growth. And yet growth alone isn't enough. Strength without direction can turn into restlessness. Discipline without reflection can harden into rigidity. Courage without wisdom can turn into recklessness. That's why the next phase is not about more effort. It's about integration. You'll learn how to make all of this durable, how to protect what you've built when stress hits, when life shifts, when motivation fades. Because the real test of self-mastery isn't how high you rise, it's how steady you stay. You've built strength, you've practiced courage, you've honed skill and earned a sense of self-trust that most people never experience. But now comes the quietest, most important part of the journey, the integration. Because growth without stability eventually collapses. Energy without rest burns out. Progress without reflection turns into noise. This final stage is where everything you've built becomes part of you. The goal is not to push harder, but to make what you've built unbreakable, to carry it into the chaos of life without losing it. If part 1 was about stability and part 2 was about expansion, part 3 is about endurance, about creating a rhythm that survives real life. You're not reinventing yourself anymore. You're reinforcing yourself. The habits are set, the mind is clearer, the body is strong, and the will is tempered. Now you'll test it all. In stress, in time, and in identity. Week 9 is about stress and recovery. Every system breaks at its weakest link, and stress exposes that link. So instead of avoiding stress, you'll use it as a teacher. Most people react to pressure with panic, but you're going to approach it differently. You'll meet stress the way a Stoic soldier meets a storm, prepared, steady, and unafraid. First, learn your body's warning signs. Notice the tightening in your chest before it becomes anger. Notice your breathing when tension rises. Does it become shallow, rushed, or held? Notice your jaw when you're frustrated, your posture when you're anxious, your thoughts when things go wrong. These signals are not the problem, they're information. They're your body saying something needs your attention. Now decide what you'll do with that information. Write a short response map for yourself. 3 steps you'll take when you feel the spiral begin. Maybe it's to pause and breathe slowly through your nose for a full minute. Maybe it's to take a 5-minute walk outside, or to write down everything on your mind instead of letting it bounce around inside your head. Maybe it's to delay replying to that message until your hands stop shaking. The point is not to stop feeling stress, that's impossible. The point is to stop letting stress choose your response. To train this calmness, you'll practice what's called stress inoculation. Once a day, do one small thing that's uncomfortable but safe. Take a cold shower for 30 seconds. Hold a plank for 1 minute longer than you want to. Walk in silence without your phone, even if it feels restless. These aren't random challenges, they're controlled tests. They remind you that you can feel discomfort without losing composure. The mind learns, I can stay still under pressure. But stress alone is only half the equation. The other half is recovery. Without recovery, effort turns into exhaustion. So every day this week, schedule deliberate stillness, at least 15 minutes with no input, no noise, no agenda, no podcast, no scrolling, no background music. Just you, your thoughts, and your breath. At first it'll feel uncomfortable, like boredom, like wasted time. But then, something happens. Your nervous system begins to reset. You start thinking clearer, sleeping deeper, feeling calmer. Recovery isn't idleness, it's the soil in which strength grows. Sleep remains sacred. Keep your routine consistent. You've come too far to start stealing hours from the night. Every skipped hour of rest steals clarity from tomorrow. So keep the same rule, off by 9, on by 9. Protect your energy like it's gold, because it is. Without it, your discipline dies. By the end of this week, you'll see that stress no longer owns you. You've learned to bend without breaking, to pause without quitting. You're no longer a victim of pressure. You're proof that calm can coexist with chaos. Week 10 is about mastering focus and time. Now that your inner state is steadier, you'll learn to structure your time so that life stops feeling like an emergency. Because even when you have good habits, a disorganized schedule will still make you anxious and reactive. Time management is not about doing more, it's about doing what matters and cutting what doesn't. Start by designing your default week. Picture a blank 7-day calendar. Fill it with the routines that keep you grounded. 2 deep work blocks per day, training 3 times a week, walks, meals, reflection time. These are your anchors. Everything else, meetings, errands, chores, social plans, must fit around them, not the other way around. Most people do the opposite. They fill their calendar with noise, then try to squeeze growth into the gaps. That's why they never feel in control. Next, align your tasks with your energy. Notice when you think best, when you crash, and when you recover. If you're sharpest in the morning, protect those hours for your most meaningful work, the tasks that move your life forward. Use afternoons for routine or collaborative work, and evenings for rest or reflection. Don't fight your natural rhythm, design around it. Productivity isn't about pushing harder. It's about using your peaks wisely and forgiving your valleys. Now simplify your inputs. You don't need to respond to everything the moment it arrives. Check messages at fixed times instead of all day. Turn off notifications that don't contribute to your goals. Set boundaries with your devices. Every interruption costs focus, and focus is your most precious currency. Imagine your attention as a beam of light. Every notification scatters it. Your goal is to narrow that beam until it's powerful enough to burn through distraction. This week, commit to one guiding rule. If it's not on your calendar, it's not real. If something matters, schedule it. If something drains you, remove it. Don't rely on memory or mood. The calendar is your shield against chaos. As your schedule stabilizes, you'll notice an inner calm. Each day will have shape. You'll wake knowing what to do, when to do it, and when to rest. The brain loves clarity. It hates uncertainty. Give it a clear path, and it will work with you, not against you. Time mastery isn't just organization. It's philosophy in motion. You're treating each day as a finite resource, a piece of life that deserves purpose. And when time has purpose, life feels meaningful. That's how the Stoics lived. Present, deliberate, aware that every hour was a gift. Week 11 is about values and alignment. By now, your routines are strong and your days are structured. But even good habits can become meaningless if they aren't guided by something deeper. You can be efficient and still feel empty. That's why the Stoics always brought everything back to virtue. Virtue means living in harmony with your values, doing the right thing, the right way, for the right reason. So this week, you'll define what right means for you. Take out a page and write down your core values, no more than 5. Not the ones that sound impressive, but the ones that actually matter to you when no one's watching. Courage, honesty, patience, creativity, service, discipline, whatever feels true. Then, under each one, write what it looks like in behavior. For example, courage, I say what I believe, even if it's uncomfortable. Temperance, I stop work when it's time to rest. Justice, I do what's fair, not what's convenient. Wisdom, I reflect before reacting. Now write what violates those values, the taboos that break your integrity. This contrast is powerful because it gives you clarity in moments of confusion. When faced with a hard choice, ask, does this honor my values or betray them? That one question will save you from countless regrets. Next, practice making decisions using 3 simple tools. First, the pre-mortem. Before committing to something, imagine it going wrong. What would cause failure? What could you do now to prevent it? Second, the regret test. Will you regret not doing this in a year? If yes, act. If no, let it pass. Third, the fence. Define automatic yes or no rules that prevent indecision. For example, if it interferes with my morning deep work block, I decline. These simple frameworks keep you consistent with your higher self instead of your moods. This week also begins scoring your virtues each night. Courage, temperance, justice, wisdom. Rate each from 1 to 5 and write a short note of evidence. Courage, 3. Spoke my mind but softened my words too much. Temperance, 4. Stopped scrolling at 9:05. Justice, 5. Kept my promise. Wisdom, 4. Waited to respond until I calmed down. This is not self-criticism. It's measurement, a mirror that keeps you honest. Over time, you'll notice which virtues you naturally embody and which need more attention. Virtue isn't built by grand gestures. It's built by small alignments repeated daily. Living by values gives meaning to your progress. Without them, habits become hollow, just motion without direction. But when every action echoes your values, discipline feels peaceful. You stop chasing external validation because your reward is internal coherence. You're not trying to please anyone. You're trying to respect yourself. Week 12 is about identity and renewal. Everything up to this point has been practiced. Now you'll take what you've built and make it permanent. Not through intensity, but through awareness. Begin with a review, an honest one. Sit down with a blank page and divide it into 4 boxes. Wins, misses, lessons, and adjustments. Be specific. What did you accomplish? Where did you fall short? What did you learn about yourself? What will you change in the next cycle? Write it plainly, without pride or shame. This isn't judgment, it's data. The Stoics journaled every night for this exact reason, to close the loop between intention and action. Next, gather your proof. List the tangible evidence that you've changed. Your improved sleep, your deeper focus, your courage reps, your strength progress, your new habits. Print it, write it, or keep it in your phone. Something you can look at when doubt creeps in. That list is your armor. It's the proof that you don't just wish for growth, you build it. Now create your identity statement. Start with the words, "I am the kind of person who," and finish the sentence. I am the kind of person who keeps my word. I am the kind of person who trains even when tired. I am the kind of person who chooses calm over chaos. Write at least 5. Read them every morning. These aren't affirmations, they're reminders of evidence you've already lived. The more you act in alignment with them, the more they become truth. As this 12-week cycle ends, design the next one. Choose a new theme, maybe focus, discipline, service, or courage. Set 3 minimum floors you'll never drop below, no matter how chaotic life gets. 7 hours of sleep, 1 act of movement, 1 promise kept. Then set 3 stretch goals, targets to chase, not to worship. This balance keeps you grounded and growing at the same time. Finally, mark this transformation with a quiet ritual. You don't need a ceremony or applause, just do something that symbolizes renewal. Maybe a long sunrise walk where you leave your phone behind. Maybe cleaning your space until it feels new again. Maybe writing a letter to your old self, the version of you that started this journey, and thanking them for showing up. That letter closes a loop. It says, you didn't just dream about change, you did the work. The purpose of these 12 weeks was never perfection. It was proof. Proof that you can rebuild your life through structure, patience, and deliberate action. That you can suffer stress without losing peace, work hard without losing presence, grow without losing gratitude. Now you've experienced it firsthand, and the beauty of this system is that it never ends. You can run this blueprint again and again. Every cycle deepens your self-mastery. Each one refines your discipline, strengthens your courage, and quiets your mind. In 12 weeks, you've done what most people avoid for a lifetime. You've built a system that makes improvement inevitable. You've learned that happiness doesn't come from chaos or freedom without structure. It comes from the calm that follows discipline. You've learned that success isn't found in grand gestures, but in small actions done consistently. You've learned that real peace isn't the absence of struggle, it's confidence in your ability to face it. When you look back at where you began, tired, distracted, uncertain, you'll see how far you've come, and when you look forward, you'll know that there's no going back. Because once you've experienced what it feels like to be in control of your time, your body, and your mind, you can't return to a life of aimless noise. You've crossed the line between wishing and becoming. You're now the kind of person who follows through, who takes responsibility for their day, who doesn't panic under stress, who lives by values, not moods, who builds peace, not excuses. That is what it means to live stoically in the modern world, not coldly, but consciously. To stand firm in chaos, to move with purpose, and to remember that strength, courage, wisdom, and justice aren't words on a page. They're actions you repeat until they become instinct. So as you step into the next season, remember, there's no finish line, just cycles of refinement, 12 weeks at a time. 12 weeks to rise, 12 weeks to rest, 12 weeks to reinvent again. Because life, when lived deliberately, is built in seasons, not resolutions, not trends, but steady renewals of character. And the best part is that you've already proven you can do it. The person you are now is evidence enough. You've learned to master your body, to direct your attention, to carry strength without anger, and to meet fear with courage. You've turned learning into living, and now, as you move beyond this plan, you carry something that can't be taken from you. Self-respect earned through consistent action. No one can hand that to you, and no one can steal it. You built it. And once built, it lasts a lifetime.